Hey guys, welcome to Joe Ciminera Presents. I'm Joe Ciminera. Today we're going to talk about how novice filmmakers, beginner filmmakers can break into the market. I haven't posted a video in a while, but there always seems to be an email or two every day about the simple basic questions of actually getting into the film business and trying to be successful to it. Well, it's not an easy game, as you know, but if you're passionate about it, you can make a living out of it. And if you make something really good, it can pop and make you some money. So let's talk about what you need to do first. I mean, look, traditionally it's first make a script. You have to have a good storyline, but that's not really the case because I don't use scripts. So you have to have a good storyline, whether you storyboard it or whether you have a great vision and you as a director kind of know where you're going to be going with the story, where you're going to be going with the film. And then you have to align yourself with really good, talented actors, because I don't care how good of a director you are. If you can't get good actors to portray your story, you're done. So you could have the best story in the world, put it in front of some poor actors, some really bad actors, and you're done. So you have to have a good storyline, do something that is, I'd say, not been done before if you can, because that'll always put you in a situation where you're standing out in the crowd. And at the end of the day, it's really what you want to do. You want to be different. So then you got your storyline, you got your actors. And then next thing you do is you have to worry about how you're going to film this. Now, if you have production experience and you have a camera and you could edit, well, then good. But don't do the job as somebody else can do as a professional. Meaning, if you don't really edit and you're looking to do this part-time, don't do it on your first project, okay? Defer it to somebody else. There are experts in the industry, and then there's people who try really hard. And if you're not going to be a prodigy, if you're not like a natural editing, leave it to a professional, somebody who really loves to do this and they got a great vision. So I think you have to align yourself with people around you. You can't be the chief cook and bottle washer and expect to have a great production. It's just not going to happen. So you're going to have to, farm some stuff out. And one of them is going to be either a good cinematographer or a good editor or both. Okay? Don't worry about assistant producer, line producer, script coordinator, all that stuff. That's all bullshit. You have to, you could waste a lot of money on this shit, and then you could do what you have to do to get by and have a distributor really like your product and distribute it all over the place so that you could make some coin. All right, so next, after we have all that done, show your film to 5 or 6 people that don't love you. Show your film to people who hate you, because you're going to get an honest opinion. Don't show it to your mom, don't show it to your dad, don't show it to your brothers and sisters and your kids, because they're all going to tell you did a great job. You want to show your finished film to somebody who is going to rip you an asshole. They're going to rip you 110%, because you need that. Because their opinion is basically going to be everybody's opinion, more than likely. So you got to take heed to it. You can't have an ego. You can't say, I want it like this. You have to, if it's a valid suggestion, you should correct it. So after you got that, now you have to do distribution. So you have to find a distributor. Good luck with that. There's a few, maybe 5 that are kind of honest. There's Film Hub, Indie Rights is good. A lot of them went out of business. Shit. It's been rough with this stuff. Or you could peddle it around yourself. But let's talk about how much money you can make off of it. It goes by downloads. So you're not going to get, $20 per download. It's, if you're lucky, you're going to get like 2 or 3 cents if they watch it straight through. So you need the numbers. You need the mass amount of people to watch this thing. Otherwise, you're not going to get the return that you want. So sometimes it is better to leave it to a distributor, because, they have 50 or 60 different outlets that they can upload your video to. And then you're in a much better situation. You got to leave it to the experts. If you're not a distributor, there used to be a company called Distributor back several years ago, and they couldn't hang. It was a bunch of people, and they tried to put it on different platforms. It's not an easy job distributing, and if you could find somebody who's honest and pays on time, that's a good thing too. I like Film Hub. Film Hub is good, but they won't get you on all the outlets. They say they do. They say they have access to 200, but they never really put it on all the platforms like they say they will. So, and then they'll give you the garbage that, oh, well, it wasn't really that good, or it wasn't a good fit for the market. You don't want to hear that. So, and then the number one question that everybody asks is, how do I get funded? Short of you seeing a relative or a family member, which you better tell them that there's a good risk they're not going to get their investment back. If you can advertise, now I got a whole, if you look on this channel, I'm not sure if I released, for a while I was selling my program, how to get funded, and I just started giving it away. I kind of felt bad. There was so many people with no money that needed advice. So I think you could find a lot of videos. I just haven't had the time to put the whole program on, but you can find a lot of videos on what I do and the struggles and really good information on getting funded. But if you believe in a project, if you look at my videos, don't spend a lot of money on production, and make it for as good as you can for the least amount of money you can. Spend your own money and make it back, because if you're going to wait for an investor or wait for somebody to fund your product, and that just goes to show you don't have much confidence in your own stuff. So don't think that, okay, I'll go find the money for this, and if it doesn't do well, at least it wasn't my money. Well, number one, it's your reputation, and stuff is all over the internet of people doing that, where directors have taken money, they couldn't pay the person back, the person wrote a blog, and that's your name for the next 30, 40 years in the industry, and you really don't need that kind of headache. So if you're doing anything right, you're picking up that camera, you're making that film today, don't worry about it when anybody else says, lights, camera, action.